Akira, one of the oldest, classic, and weirdest sci-fi anime that I've seen. Hey, this is Sullivan out getting new sci-fi movie Akira. Continuing forward, this movie came out in 1988. It's very old. Being that old, it's like one of the genesis of fantasy weird, dramatic anime. Like sci-fi, this is so old, think about it. Older than Ghost in the Shell, and that's one of the oldest movies that literally made the modern era of sci-fi anime and popular all over the world. And continuing forward, in 1988, an atomic bomb is dropped in Tokyo after an experiment goes awry. This experiment being from people who are experimenting on children that have psychic powers, to trying to unlock the mystery of the universe. These psychic powers have adverse effect on the children's both mind and body, to the point where they cannot control it, and leads to a very bad situation. Continue further. It starts in 31 years after the bomb is dropped. The city is in what you call mixed turmoil. There's the high class of society, but there's also the run-down part of it. Think about it. Half the city was dropped when an atomic bomb that destroyed everything. The city has recovered mostly, but it's still kind of what you call mixed neutralism, because there's this kind of antisocial government. Like, for example, a lot of people there are some people who are in control of the government to make sure that the repeat doesn't happen again, and also mixed for people not being there and also being a disaster area and causing a lot of chaos. Continuing forward, it starts off with the main character, Kaneda, who was what you call the leader of this biker group gang. Him and his best friend Shiro, they've been best friends since childhood, and they look out for each other. And what do you call them? Street punks. They're bikers. They're like a gang. Him and their friends, they all hang out, they all chill. They all have fun. They screw around a little bit. Like your typical high school bad boy situation, like that. It starts off with them, and after they hang out with the bar, they go off on their bikes, but then they meet up with this rival gang group called Clowns. These guys have a clown, they literally have a race, it's even a fight a little bit, but the things get horribly awry, because in the midst of the situation, something happens, and Kazuo gets into an accident with this boy that he's never seen before. He has a number 28, and he gets into an accident, but then things got to get very bad for this kid. And he's in an accident, but then something weird happens, and government officials find this guy, show up. They take Toshiro for experiments to end the boy, and people are asking why. What is going on with this? Why would they take Toshiro after he had his accident? And things became a very bad situation and very unusual, because later that same day, that boy was taken by some kind of secret agency from the government experimental lab, and things start to get so horribly bad that shots are fired, and then the person who takes him is dead, and he runs away. Hey, think about it. Would you let people know that you're experimenting on it? This movie is kind of weird and climatic, because this movie came out in 1988, but then premiered at least 1990. Hey, but this series started in 1988. Hey, this movie. Think about it. This in the 80s. Back then, they were all about nuclear war, sci-fi, unpredictability, fictional. That same art was for the inspiration for two other movies: RoboCop, Peter Weller, Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Terminator. Those movies were all inspired by the fear of atomic bomb and nuclear war back then. I mean, think about it. It was the 80s, so people were hysterical, and people were also worried. I mean, continuing forward with this. I mean, even after, like, Teeth and getting away. I mean, Karuda is trying to find his friend, and also the anti-government group who's trying to stop the psychic experiments, trying to take the subjects. Things get even more weird because Tatsuo is experiencing the same kind of psychic powers as the child and as Kirara, who has it's the same thing 31 years ago. I mean, they were trying to control. The reason for the experiment is they're trying to unlock the mysteries of the universe. Right? How? You see, the human body is basically, it can produce energy. I mean, because people are alive, they use most of that. They don't use all that energy at once. They're trying to store it and control it for most functions, and keeping us alive is one of them. You see, this movie, in their experiment, they're trying to focus all that energy in one point. Make sure to have that human control them all at once. No human is a god, but they're trying to. It's like they're trying to do that. And Akira was a failure. Yeah, they gave him all that power, but in the end, he destroyed himself. No, and the entire city. That's what happened 31 years ago, and that's what's going to happen in this movie. I mean, Tatsuo, who even tries to stop him, try to understand his power, but he can't, and he can't fully control it. And he even becomes corrupt by it. And Karuna, who's basically his best friend, trying to rescue him, even trying to stop him, doing all his best to trying to reason with him, and it's not working for this kid. This movie is a sci-fi anime movie about an atomic bomb that literally dropped and changed the Japanese forever, and this government, and I mean, changed their basic worlds. I mean, things were so difficult for these guys. I mean, they were both friends, but they had to fight each other in this film. Well, I mean, and also the anti-government was trying to shut down everything. I mean, think about it. This movie started out as a bomb literally dropping on their home, and people trying to understand what happened all those years ago. I mean, think about it. They're trying to stop what happened, but they're still continuing with the experiment. Are you trying to destroy your world again? I mean, 30 years ago, Akira and the atomic bomb led to the destruction of the city, and now you're trying to do this? I'm like, come on. I mean, you have to stop. And they have children under their control. Children that they had under their control that they experimented on for years. And it's all their fault. It's all their fault with the children and everything. The children didn't ask to be experimented on. It's just like that. And the same thing with Toshiro. His powers didn't awaken on his own. It was because of one of the psychic kids, I don't know why, he just awakened, and he couldn't control his power. His power started to mutate and manifest to godlike proportions. And this is a quote from a video game. May sound a little corny. Try as we might, humans can't be gods. We can come pretty close though. That's from a game, Gundam Destiny. Mobile Suit Gundam Destiny 2. It's a video game, and that's very unique. I mean, I gotta admit, this anime had me on my heels, cause I never seen this movie before, but I heard it's pretty wild, so I decided to share with you all my opinion. I even put the link down in this video. I mean, it's about a city that was basically crippled, but managed to rise up from the ashes, but it still mixed conflict. Even people are starting to predict what is Akira in this show. Akira is supposed to be the end of everything and the beginning of something new, and that's what this movie is. What happens if a person would emerge as the second coming, and this apocalypse world that we've never seen before. I mean, these people didn't ask to be exposed to this. I mean, and I really sympathize with this movie, because the movie is a little weird, but I understand it. I mean, it's about two best friends who got caught up in something that they didn't understand, and they're trying to fight it. I mean, and to fight it, and they also have their friendship. But you gotta admit, and I like this movie because it is pretty weird still, but I gotta give it a thumbs up. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars because it tries to entertain you a little. At least it tries its best to entertain you. And I gotta admit, it is kind of weird, but that's my opinion, and that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you my best on this movie. Even though it's just a little weird, I'm doing my best to give you my opinion. And this is Sullivan House on the sci-fi movie Akira. And this movie is pretty weird. And reason why I'm doing this movie? 3 words. Toonami Movie Month. I am a Toonami fan, and Toonami's promoting this movie along with Summer Wars and Trigun Badlands. And not surprising that the young same voice plays Kodono in Akira, also plays the voice of Johnny Young Basin. Is Johnny Young Basin from Bleach, who played Ichigo Kurosaki English of Johnny Young Basin. I just love this guy. I was surprised to know that he was in there, but I found out a few weeks ago. I recorded the episode after the show last Saturday, and I didn't have the time to watch it till today. And I mean, it's pretty surprising. And I am a Toonami fan. I'm gonna do a review of Summer Wars. I'm gonna watch both Akira and Summer Wars online and Trigun Badlands pretty much. And the other movie, Fullmetal Alchemist, that's coming out. Now they're gonna show. This whole month is just gonna be nothing about Toonami movies. That's why I'm doing this review. This is Sullivan House giving you a latest review of Akira. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I put the link down in the video if you want to see it for yourself. Give it your best shot. Comment and subscribe. Signing off.